Hello, YouTube. Quick one on what we're up to. Wires, running wires. It's not the most exciting thing, but it's something you got to do before you start insulating. It's one of the last things you do. So all our whips are where they want to be, roughly, with some extra left there in case we want to adjust some. So those are like recessed lights up there. And we put our exhaust fan over here. We got one of those Panasonic Whispers, real quiet fan. And we ended up duct sealing we used a hard pipe, so we duct sealed it with the foil tape, and then we insulated it just for insulation value a little bit there. Because that doesn't really make any sound anyways. And you see it has like a little frame to bring it down, because that actually represents the underside of the finished ceiling. So when the wood ceiling comes across, we may use the grate they gave us, and we make our own out of wood and kind of conceal it, but still allow the CFMs to go through it. So you see we just run our little whip wires and label them all. And then there's our circuits down there, and then we'll pop in our breakers and balance the load off on the buzz bar. And we got a light going out there. It's gonna light up the, oh, you can see the right there is where that punched out for, you see it sticking out 5 inches. That's the finish out there. That's the exhaust, bathroom exhaust. So, just basic wiring. Yeah, there's all our LED whips all came down here because we're putting our DC inverter transformers down here, and our switching's there. You see that there's a 12-2 and a 14-2, but what we do is just put a 15 amp, and that's GFI, and we'll label that. We just ran the main run there because with the 12-2, and we have it, so we ran. It wasn't a long run, so but all of our low voltage lights that are AC powered, we use a 14-2, and the 12-2 basically is for our outlets and stuff. But and you notice we had group wires. We ran low voltage with the line voltage because that's a DC power with an AC power, and there's no interference because it's just a little LED light it's lighting up, low voltage. And it's in the middle of a 10-inch stud. It's not going to get hit by a screw and transfer power to each other, but it was just easier for us. We had so many to run, and we could just run them all in one good sized hole and keep them grouped. So we got to insulate now. We just have to make a slice on the insulation and tuck it. Makes it a little easier to insulate when they're together. But they're not overly stuffed. And then we got our, we don't want to go too crazy with lighting, because you can get too crazy with lighting. It's not a very big space, and the materials we have are white marble, so that's going to really reflect the light in the area off the floor and partially the wall. And then we do have a warmer color teak board, which will absorb that light too. But so we only have a little bit of light. We got a little bit of light in the niches on the tops, and that's what these whips are for. And we can share some of that. We put those in our kitchen. And then this medicine cabinet has some face lights on it that light up, that run off a switch with a dimmer, so we can dim it. Another thing with these recessed lights, they're all LED and they're all small, but they're pretty powerful. They all have dimmer switches on them, so we can turn it down if it's too much. And then if we want a little extra light, we can turn it up. So another little light in the niche there. So these lights in the niches work with the tub, because the tub has its own lights too, and the colors are similar. So That's pretty much it, guys. One outlet there in case we need it for anything, power. And we have another one in the medicine cabinet for the hair dryer. We got an outlet up on the top there to supply power for the irrigation timer. And that's pretty much it. You know, we got a radiant floor heat, and that's going to come to, this is the thermostat over here, because programmable. So once it's programmed, you know, you're not going to be keep playing with it, but we're going to run our floor over here, and it's going to be all whipped up and out of the way until we can get at that area. A thermostat for the forced hot water, baseboard heat, and then there's our switches, main lights, vanity, LED niches, and then exhaust fan, and that's on a moisture sensitive switch, comes on automatically. And then that's pretty much it. We made our runs and try to keep it clean so we're going to insulate, not getting hung up on any wires. And we provided power outside. There's an outside, that's on a GFI protected breaker too, and that goes outside. We're trying to get our lights, our outlets where we might need them. So we're right there anyway, so. And that's set out to finish 5 inches. Anyways, and you see a whip. You see that whip right there of that. That's actually sprinkle line. That's a 518, I think. Sprinkler wire, and that there is set up for LED lights on the underside of the handrail. It's going to have that colored, LED lighting on the underside of the handrail. So another switch box here. Switch box theater control, one over here, because we got a few controls we're doing here. But anyways, just basic wiring, just sharing how we're doing. But anyways, just want to say have a good weekend, guys, and well, as we do a couple more things, we'll make a couple of short videos. You can check out how it's going over here. So alright guys, till the next one, take it easy.